Hey everybody, Build Forger here, and today we got some rigid body physics effects. Barrel guys at it blowing up the house, and we got a little bit of action going on here with bits and bobbles going all over the place. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens when we spin around over the side here, come up, zoom back in on Barrel Man. Yeah, and he's trying to get rid of the evidence. All right, so stick around and we'll go ahead and get in here and start you out building those effects we just got done seeing. Thank you. All right, let's get started on creating those rigid body effects that we just got done seeing. All right, first was to select the cube. If you don't got one, you create one. Shift A, mesh, and cube. All right, and on the right hand side, we have the end panel open up here. If you don't have it open, you can use the end to open it. And the outliner, what we have here is select and unselect icons. If you don't have those, hit the filter icon. Make sure this thing is blue right here. All right, good. What that does is makes it so you cannot select the items. This one I can select. It has that available right here. These ones have it turned off, like Cube Dude over here and Barrel Guy. They cannot be selected, neither can the Christmas tree or the camera because they're unhighlighted on these icons. Down below here, I have screencast keys on so you can tell what buttons and clickers I'm using, and that'll help you follow along. The next thing I want to do is I want to make this the ground where that everything sits on. So we're going to go into edit mode, select the top, Shift S, cursor to selected, tab, go back out of edit mode, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Then we're going to Shift S, cursor to world origin, and we're going to do Shift S on the cube and selection to cursor. Now we're going to go ahead and make the size of that. See what we want this to be is 1 second while I look at my notes. Okay, 25 by 25. And we're going to go ahead and make this 0.5 on the depth. And we're going to go ahead and go Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Come into the physics over here. And then we're going to go to rigid body. And then we're going to make this passive. And go to materials, hit new. We're going to call that ground. Make that kind of a green, like represent grass or what have you. Turn that down some. Turn the roughness up so that we don't want the grass shining all over the place. And then we're going to go ahead and make that unselectable. Okay. Now it won't get in the way. We can't accidentally select that when we're doing other things. We're going to go ahead and make another cube. Shift A, mesh, and cube. This cube I want to be the foundation. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up here like this. I'm going to go to edit mode. Look underneath. Select the bottom face. Shift S, cursor to selected. Tab back out of edit mode. Right click. Set origin to 3 cursor. Now go ahead and put the cursor back to world origin. Shift S, cursor to world origin. Then select the cube again, Shift S, and then selection to cursor. Now we're doing that, we're snapping it directly on. So we got this ground plane at below the ground plane, and we got the cube directly above the ground plane. All right, now when we go ahead and scale this, I want this to be 0.2 on all dimensions. Well, let's see. Okay, so we'll use that one for our building block, and we'll create another block here. We'll go ahead and duplicate that, Shift D, X. And this one here, we'll go ahead and make the foundation. We're going to make the foundation gray, so we'll hit a new material on this, select the color, come in and turn that down some. Again, we don't want it to be shiny, so we're going to increase the roughness. And then on the foundation, we want that to be 5.4. And then Y, we want that to be 4 meters. And then on the height, we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and do the point 2. Okay. We'll select the underside of that. Shift S, cursor to selected. Right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And then we'll do Shift S and send the cursor back to world origin again. Select this, Shift S, selection to cursor, and do Control A, all transforms, set origin, right click, set origin to geometry. All right, and we don't want to get too sloppy, so we're going to take this one here and name this foundation. So just click right in the outliner there and call that foundation, and then we'll move it to a collection. M on the keyboard, new collection, and foundation. Great. Great. Now take this one here. I'm going to call this wall left. I'm going to do M into a collection, new collection, wall left. Now the cube and the collection are right here in the outliner and both wall left. Okay. I'm going to take this cube and I'm going to go Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. I'm going to move that down and snap it to this corner. We're going to hit G and then B and grab this corner here, move it down to this corner, just snap it into place. Okay, and before we forget, we're going to go ahead and make this physics object as well. So we'll come to the physics tab here. See where to go. Physics, rigid body. Want to make that passive. Okay, come back to the cube. We'll run an array on that. Come in here, add a modifier, generate array. We want that array to go on the y-axis. 0 on this one. And then this number here is going to be, let's see here. That one's going to be 20 blocks. Okay. And then we want it to be a height of 13 blocks. So we'll add another modifier, generate another array. And then we're going to go down here. And then we're going to do a 0 on that one. And we'll do Z is 1. Count here is going to be 13. Now we'll just go ahead and duplicate this. So we'll do Shift D. And we're going to put it on the x-axis. Move it over a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and do the snap method. G, B, grab this corner, snap it to that corner. And there we go. We have the right wall. So we'll change this name to wall right. Do that proper here. Wall right. Put that in a new collection. Wall right. Great. Now we've got a collection for the left wall and a collection for the right wall. We'll go ahead and make this, do this again. I'm going to do Shift D, X, R, Z, 90. And we'll do a G, B, grab that, snap that to this section there. Okay. And then on the array, we'll go ahead and increase the count on that until it seals up over there. Okay. And now we're going to call that front wall. Wall front. Put that in a new collection. Wall front. Great. Okay. We'll do the same thing. Move that to the back for the back wall. Shift D, X. Oops. We're going to go Y. Move that on the y-axis. Pull this back a little bit more and go ahead and snap that in again. G, B, grab the corner, snap it to that one. Now we have all 4 walls. Come into the front view. And before we forget, we'll go ahead and change this to wall back. And then we'll go ahead and hit M on the keyboard, put that in the new collection, wall back. There we go. There we go. All 4 walls are named. They're all in their own collections. Okay. So now we'll go back to front view again. Select everything. Just those top pieces, that is. We don't want to select the foundation down below. Then we'll go tab in an edit mode. Before we do the edit mode, we'll come back out to object mode. And we're going to right click. And we're going to do convert to mesh. Okay. Then we go into edit mode. Tab, A, P, selection by loose parts. Tab back out into object mode. Now we have all these different parts here. We go back into front view, select everything except for the very bottom. Then we're going to do Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin. Let's see, set origin to geometry. Now we have all these different parts in here. I'll take this one here, do a new material on it. Let's go down to materials, hit new, and make that kind of a brown to represent the wood. Just right about here, make that a little darker. Then we'll go back into front view again, select all of these, and do Control L, link material. Now everything is the same color for the walls. Maybe that color needs to be just a little bit darker. Okay, looks about right to me. I'll go ahead and grab this top cube here, go in edit mode, select the top face, Shift S, cursor to selected. Then we'll go ahead and bring in another cube, Shift S, or Shift A, cube, bring that up. Back into edit mode, select the bottom, Shift S, cursor to selected. Tab back in object mode, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. Come back to this piece again, go back to edit mode, Shift S, cursor to selected. Tab this one, then Shift S, selection to cursor. Okay, now go ahead and go into this front view here. All right, take a look at this. Go ahead and grab this side here, front view, pull it over. So it's about the right size. Tab, pull everything over. Okay. And we don't want it quite that thick. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back. Go ahead and bring this down. Go to 2 for edge mode. Bring that down. Go back to face mode. Bring this one over. Maybe this one needs to go back a little bit. Edge mode with 2. Bring that down maybe a little bit like so. And then this side over here, back into face mode with 3. Push that a little bit thinner. Okay, tab. I'm going to do, bring this over a tiny bit like this. And then we'll do Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Then we'll run an array on that. Generate array. Okay, now we've got a roof. Go ahead and give that a new material. Let's see, what do we want to make that look like? Well, maybe just a shade of gray again. It looks good to me. Go ahead and select the roof. Go ahead and apply this array. Go into edit mode. A, P, by loose parts. Okay. I'm going to do, go ahead and grab the ball. Control A. All transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Okay, everything should have its own origin. When we move things around, they all have the dots in the centers. Okay. Come down to this block here. We'll go to the physics tab and do rigid body. This time we're going to leave those active. Check the bottom down here. That's passive. The ground is passive. And this one right here, the bottom left-hand corner, is active. Then we'll go ahead and go back to front view. Select everything like this. And we'll go to Object, Rigid Body, Copy from Active. Now all these parts have rigid body active on them except for the ground and the foundation. The ground and the foundation are passive. We're going to go ahead and copy this and make our porch. Shift D, X, or no, we're going to go Y. Okay, and then on the size on this, we're going to go ahead and make this porch is 5.4 by 1.5. Okay, Control A, all transforms. Right click, set origin to geometry. G, B, grab the corner, snap it right into there to that corner, and we're good with the porch. And being that we copied that from the foundation, that's also set to passive. All right. Next, I want to go ahead and cut out a couple windows, or a window and a door. So I'm going to go ahead and select a few pieces here for a window. Let's see. Make sure nothing else is selected. And as a matter of fact, we'll go ahead and turn these other walls off. All we want to affect is the front wall for right now. Not make them invisible, just do this. And same thing for the right wall. And the front wall, see, the front wall is the one we want to work on. And we don't want to affect the back wall. So now we've got those unselected and just the front wall there. All right, so we can go ahead and delete those out. And then we'll select these pieces here right above it. We're going to have a support so the other ones don't fall down on top of that when we activate our physics. So we're going to do a Control J, join those together. I'm going to do Control A, all transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Okay, from here we're going to go ahead and bring in a reference guy. So we're going to have to go find him in the collection here. Let's see, where are they at? Human scale references. Okay, so I want to move cube guy over. Go to bring him out in front. Go to front view. And just do a G. Pull him over here. Zoom in. We want his feet as close as possible to that foundation without actually touching them. So we're going to do G, Z, G, Z. After we zoomed in a little bit. And right about there looks good. Do a period and focus in on him. Send him back a little bit. And a little bit over. Okay, we get an idea about where we need to be for a door cutout. And I think we've got to go one block higher than that for where we cut them out at, but we'll just go ahead and go like this. I think that should be about wide enough. Go ahead and grab these, and then we'll grab them going down like this. Oh, I don't want that one. Well, this selection isn't working out so great, so we're going to go ahead and grab this, move him over. We'll do a Control Z until that's all undone. It shouldn't be moved out like that. They look like they're moved out of just a little bit. We'll go into front view, and we'll just draw around there. Okay, maybe like this. Okay, that's a little bit easier. All right. Now I can do a Control J. Then we'll do Control A. All transforms. Right click. Set origin to geometry. Then so we know what we're doing, we're going to go ahead and give that a different material. Maybe just take that off there. Oh, wrong one. Grab the door. Okay, it looks like we accidentally joined Cube Dude to the door. We'll come in here. We'll grab one of those, hit L, and then P for selection. Now they should be separate items. Okay. So now we can take the door and get rid of the skin on it. We'll get rid of that material on it. And now we can come in over to the top and select these cubes right here. Do Control J. Then do Control A. All transforms, right click, set origin to geometry. Okay, we'll come back to the door. We'll go into isolation mode with / on the numpad. We'll go into edit mode. Go to line edge mode with 2. Select that edge right there. Shift S. Cursor selected. Tab. Right click. Set origin to a 3D cursor. And then we'll take it back out of isolation mode. And then we can rotate on the Z axis to open the door. R, Z. Open the door. Then we're going to go ahead and do Control A. All transforms. Right click. Set origin to geometry again. Okay, I'll go ahead and go back to materials, hit new. We'll make it a little bit darker than the other wood we got there. Maybe a brown color or something like that. Okay, looks good. All right, now we're going to do Shift A, and we're going to bring in a mesh. We're going to go have that as we'll go ahead and use a UV sphere. Okay, move that on the X axis, so G, X, move that over here. Line this up with this wall. Maybe a little bit further back this way a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and make that a physics object. A rigid body. I'll make that active. Okay, now on the scenes tab, I have mine was set to 0 on the gravity. We need to, yours might be -9. I'm going to go -5 on the Z. Okay, that affects the entire scene. I also have, let's see, that's good. All right. Now we can go ahead and use this on here, and we hit the play button and grab that, and nothing happens. And nothing happens because we need to come back to the physics tab on this, and we're going to do, let's see, it's a rigid body, and we want to click this where it says animated. Okay, we're going to rewind the scene here, and we'll go hit the play button or the space bar to do that, and then G, and then everything can get destroyed. And that's what we have for you today, folks. So if you enjoyed this, please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.